I think she knows she's screwed.
Oh, we got this.
It's only 18.
Yeah, it's honestly fucking absurd that you're both the same age.
About how she's not really strong. She just has a weapon in a courtroom.
Yeah, she's using a weapon in a courtroom that's illegal. Yeah, at least they're acknowledging the superiority of Germany.
I'm not defending German and technical superiority. I'm just explaining the fucking obvious. Well, you're a spirit medium.
Complex.
Yeah, you're the daughter of the master and you're a little girl, but the thing is...
You have the ability to vote. That's all you need.
And you were able to help take down corporate America through use of spirit channeling your sister, who was killed by him.
You've done more than what you've pretty much taken your first steps towards being Theodore Roosevelt. You're about to bust some goddamn trusts.
Ah, Pearl. How you doing?
Please tell me you didn't run for the past 5 hours.
Looking well. You two are looking like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you.
I wonder when she's gonna find out that we're not fucking.
You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. My mother is coming today to show her support.
That's not what's happening.
Now, I'm gonna need you to do a huge favor. You're gonna need to channel Mia today.
Essentially knock yourself unconscious for the whole trial, okay? Listen, you don't need to watch this. I mean, that's true, yeah, Phoenix is kind of a fucking wreck. He can't do anything by himself.
It's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love.
Again.
Not this again.
Again, they ain't fucking. I mean, I know you don't say that to a 9-year-old, but I mean, you gotta be straight.
I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. Leave you two to your alone time. Be able to see today's trial.
Well, you see, your aunt wants you to die.
You see, your aunt's not here to show support. She's the next witness.
See, yeah, she's actually the next witness, and she's here to make sure that you die.
The defense is ready. Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. Somehow. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. Prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. I mean, technically, we've never lost a case either.
Yeah, we are undefeated.
Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Faye.
You're talking to a dead woman. Show some respect. I feel like people don't even realize that. That's a dead woman. Wearing the clothes of a 9-year-old.
Now we have the theory that that a person was able to leave the channeling room even though there's only one door. And this key is somehow proof. How you're going to bank everything off of this theory, I have no idea.
It's anime. That's how.
Ah, so they used a giant robot to sneak in.
They sent the Jaeger division.
And you see, they used a giant robot that was also apparently Maya Fey's uncle.
Listen, we're in America, for all we know, and this universe is Japan. We got fucking Jaegers fighting right now, as we speak.
Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of the arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What?
Boom, you admit it, we win. Let's go home, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Let's play this picture. I never said that wasn't the defendant. I am saying that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe this is when she drops this key. Isn't that what I'm here for? Just as I suspected. Morgan's betrayed us.
Oh, auntie. You jealous bitch.
Now, I want to know how she reacts to Pearl just being here. And also looking about.
Yo, Mia being in Pearl's clothing.
Witness, name, and occupation. I am Morgan Fey. I am a spirit medium in a manner of speaking.
Why you going in a really shitty
I'm not doing an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
I know, that's why I said it's a really shitty Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm not going for that, but no.
What were you trying to go for?
I don't know, evil demonic bitch.
Because I mean, it sounded like my name is Morgan Fey.
Get to the chopper!
Begin the channeling.
I don't think anyone. I don't even know what the judge said.
Yeah, he got whipped, it's okay.
After the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique. Spirit severing? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world. Yes. Ah! You be quiet. Now, witness.
Being mean.
I feel like Gumshoe should just enter with a gun and take the whip.
Take the shot, Gumshoe.
Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room.
Impossible.
And here we've come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber.
Man, that fucking hair makes her look like a clam. It's really unsettling. You're never gonna get that image out of your head now.
It's one of the most random things I've heard in quite a while.
Weren't expecting that coming from me.
I didn't expect anyone to say that ever. Ups the ante.
Ups the ante, yes.
After we heard the gunshots, we Those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. The pistol was hanging from Miss Maya's hand. She was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrust me away from herself and escaped from the room.
That's not what she told us. She told us she just fucking smacked that bitch in the head. Knocked her unconscious.
With great strength, she hit me at the base of the neck. I fainted for a short while.
Okay, now you're saying that she hit you, huh?
I mean, she told us the actual truth, that she knocked her out. Now she's just straight up lying in court.
Exactly. It's all a fib. We're being hoodwinked in here.
Then why have you hidden this until now?
Yeah, sure.
That's right, she's simply correcting a falsality, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
You added like an extra syllable to that word.
You see, it's to cause drama to it. To make it stand out more.
I mean, it was falsity? You said falsality.
Whatever.
There
There was an L. Therefore, I am correct.
There's only one. There's only not.
Time for a cross-examination. Smart and sly.
The cracker. Upside the head. The clump.
Break that clam open.
Okay, so now we're gonna press her on the statement. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police.
Was it really necessary for two people to do something so simple? Is there a possibility of escape? Then one of us should have stayed behind.
Yes, indeed.
That is the time I myself was a little confused. On top of which there was another.
So what the fuck is she drinking? Like, what do you wanna know?
It's nothing. No need to concern yourself. You tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah, a good question further, of course.
There was another reason you wanted us, both of us, out of the room.
As every woman.
Must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and the camera woman may be in danger. It's what I thought to myself at the time. Very noble of you.
Oh,
Lies.
Noble.
Satisfied now, Mr. Wright? No, I'm not.
No, we're upset. Okay, now we press her on. A pistol was hanging from Miss Sigma's head.
During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head. That this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie.
Yeah, at least she admitted it.
And why would you lie about something like that? It's very painful for me to say this, however. The witness was lying to cover for her defendant. Isn't it obvious?
Then why won't you let her say that, you witch? Question further.
I mean, I'm gonna question everything further. You don't have to tell me.
Listen, yeah, you never know. How we... I'll just read some paragraphs for you.
I know when to make certain decisions.
Clearly, you know.
I've made several correct ones on my own. Oh yes, it was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. The renegade had done something very unexpected. This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what the suspect was, there was always later. Oh, I know what she's gonna get. She's gonna pin on Maya. She's gonna claim that she broke the vase.
No, she actually doesn't know anything about the vase.
But it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, well, no one here knows the damn thing about.
But we know about the vase. Pearl knows about the vase. Pretty sure Maya knows about the vase.
No, she.
Well, Mia knows about it.
Okay, now you're gonna press Morgan on the statement, and then quite suddenly she thrusts me away from her. Okay.
It's really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit such a thing, however, yes.
I mean, of course she did. After all, I wouldn't call her physical. I mean, she looks quite old and frail.
But you're quite larger than the defendant. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, yo, you don't ever call a woman fat. No, that's a bad idea.
What's she gonna do? Attack me in a court of law?
Fury like a woman scorned.
What's she gonna do? Attack me in a court of law?
From the Bible.
You see, she can't attack me in a court of law. You see, no one could. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. That German says otherwise.
Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Was not physically Maya Fey.
I mean, she looks like she
Is weaker.
Getting a gut protein.
Growing old is such a mysterious thing.
Yeah, you're gonna die soon.
Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still at the nurse she'd called.
But again, she looked physically frail like a vegan. You totally could have took her.
Yes, I would have, however.
See, she admits it. Okay, now press on the statement. I'm afraid I have no knowledge. She would have.
Is that because you were dead?
Is that because you were at that moment in time no longer among the living?
Ah, yes!
Glad we could get that. She's a spirit! She's been damned!
That while you were dead, you had absolutely no idea where the defendant went. I would have to think that's obvious, concern.
I think that's obvious. I was fucking dead.
If that's true, then how can you be for sure that the defendant even left the room?
After all, you were dead.
You had become the second victim. It is true that the witness is not able to confirm this.
On account of their death.
But the key word here is this witness.
This dead witness.
What are you talking about?
You mean there's a live witness? Not one that's not dead?
Uh-oh.
Inconceivable.
I think she's got her next list ready.
Yeah, I think we know who's going to be the next witness. Although I think we're not going to go for that witness yet. I think we still got plenty to deal with this one. No, never mind. I just looked at the guide. I'm wrong. I'm an idiot.
Now, let's take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber?
Best Buy?
Be quiet, you. Now, what did the escapee had done when she had gone to speak with a certain person?
None of that makes any sense.
So you're saying someone who's dead went to go speak with someone else?
Now, who the hell would a dead man want to talk to?
This prosecution calls Miss Eenie Mighty, who was sleeping in a side room at the time. I think you can see where this is all heading.
Yes, we definitely can.
Damn, I reckon.
Now, witness, you need to know that you can't speak in the...
Witness name and occupation. So my name is like Eenie Mighty, and I'm like researching like psychology stuff at the university.
Parapsychology.
Whatever. Paranormal shit. It's like most people call it occult stuff. And I suggest you go home and research it yourself.
He does do that at some point, by the way.
Now then, Miss Eenie Mighty. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey, who for some reason didn't shoot you. Is this correct?
For some reason, didn't decide that you were in the way.
Like, I guess. If that's your case, then let's hear your testimony. Is that alright? Isn't it, Your Honor?
What are you asking him? Of course he's gonna allow a testimony.
Because if he denies it, she's gonna whip him again.
Have some goddamn spine, you old man.
Every time he shows it, she whips it.
I just like to think it's like whenever he goes to speak, and Von Karma just like, how many times we gonna have to go through this, old man?
Like, when the channeling started, I was like sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly.
Now you're type of stereotype.
I really tried to avoid it, but I'm having to do it from here.
It's like, totally.
She's fucking saying it like this. I can't stop myself.
Ah, totally my sister.
I was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I like hadn't seen her in like so long.
Hold on. It accidentally unplugged. It's back. Don't worry.
I heard myself echoing in your speakers.
Sorry for the technical difficulty. It's all fixed now.
I like hadn't seen her in like so long. I was so happy in like a sad way. My sister, she like had told me something like totally terrible.
God, man, it's terrible. It's just
Now, I know that she's completely faking the way that she speaks. That's the only reason I'm giving this shitty, terrible accent. I'm going to change it up when she starts speaking regularly. You don't mean the defendant Maya Fey. Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at the time. Yes, meaty mighty. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Witness? Like, yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like, do I totally, like, really have to? Of course, if you don't want to be whipped.
If you lose, then I would have my way with you. And you don't want that, now do you?
My sister, like, said this is what she said to me. Whatever. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills.
She's not a zombie.
I was murdered by that person.
No.
That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Eenie. She took her revenge. Sure that's what she said? Yes. There, are you satisfied, Your Honor?
Absolutely not.
Still can't believe it. You're full of shit.
Nope. Nah, you're full of it. This is all a bunch of bullcrap. There ain't no damn thing as ghosts.
Would use a medium to get revenge. It's a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimony points to this as the truth. The end. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Oh, not even close.
Absolutely not. This is all just a bunch of. This is all a sham.
The sham!
Well constructed. Like a building.
We can do it. Let's find a loose thread that unwinds this tapestry. Our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this Mordor. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if he'll make this one more entertaining than the last.
Alright. Now. I'm gonna press her on the statement, I hadn't seen her in so long. I was so happy in a sad way. Notice how I skipped all the likes in that sentence.
Yes, but you see, you should have done it in a stereotypical voice.
I don't want to kill myself.
Yeah, like I mean, it was my sister.
Like that.
Wouldn't most people react with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again?
I mean,
But like, maybe if I was like someone who didn't know about like the occult, but I like know all about the channeling technique. The point here is that the witness immediately recognized it was her sister. Yeah, like what she said. Cat, I'm gonna need you to stop stepping on my lungs.
Please tell me if you're laying down. It's not.
I'm like lying down on my side and my cat decided to step on my chest as I was in the middle of saying that.
Maybe it's a good thing that you're supposed to question further.
I'm always going to question further.
Listen, there probably will be a time where you...
There will never be a time where I won't hit it either way.
You won't lose your life points.
Questioning further will never penalize me.
You don't know that.
I think I do know.
I'm the one who's seen all the cases.
Yeah, but here's the thing, I have to do what I want. Like, there wasn't any...
That line of thinking caused us to restart trials.
Nah, we never had to restart.
Yes, we did.
Nah.
That was before you knew you could fucking save in the middle of a
Yeah, but here's the thing. I never thought that would actually... I figured that would just save, like, what part of the day we were in. Because I've seen the save button once before, I just thought it would save, like, the case day we were on in case we forgot to do it beforehand.
That would be a horrifically bad form of saving.
I mean, it makes sense with most games, though, don't you think?
I mean, that's what they call a checkpoint, not a save point.
This game is basically based off checkpoints. I mean, back in the day, you couldn't just save whenever you wanted to. You had to hit a checkpoint.
I mean, you could with these.
I believe that's bullshit.
No. Ow. Don't hit us. We're arguing.
Don't keep badgering her. You know, the phrase objection could be used once in a while. It's really important. Yes, it's very important.
Hold on, let me look here. It's very important, yes.
Just clicking either way.
I realized when I said my friend's a madman, I felt like a little bit. Man, that felt bad. Are you misgendering my friend?
God, it's a bluff for now. Know what I'm talking about. Amend your testimony. Like, okay, I'm like totally cool with that. I wasn't like scared at all.
This statement you present Lotta's second photo.
Which one's the photo?
Jesus Christ, we have a lot of these.
Wait, is this? Oh, it actually says number 2. Yes. All I saw was a lot of photos. I was like, I don't remember if this one's right or not. Pretty well spun. But you just ripped it a case.
How dare you assume that I am a liar?
What are you blabbering about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well constructed, but that's all it is.
You just stole a dead person's line.
Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? What you said.
Your sources, even if she is dead.
You said there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, and? But I mean, you're wrong, because look at this picture. She's covered in blood!
Blood! Yeah, like a dead person coming into your bloody, like, spirit medium clothing, and yeah, it's like, hi sis.
Sup sis, how you doing?
Just another day in the office, right?
The blood spray. Got the blood spray. Von Karma forgotten about the blood. Miss Miney, why did you not include the blood when you saw in your testimony? If you're really testifying and not lying, you would have noticed it right off the bat. You know she doesn't open her mouth to let that go, it just kind of resets. Like, yeah. Bad animation.
Excuse me, this is a remastered game. It's all perfect.
I guess we could see it fall, kind of, in like half a frame.
Yeah.
But like, you don't see why it would fall out of her teeth at all. Also, she doesn't comb her hair. This hair has always been up every time we've talked to her.
Honestly, like, whenever I see fucking hairs like that always stand up, I just want to take some and cut them off. Because it's just annoying.
I'm thinking, don't interrupt me! What are you stammering about, Your Honor? Well, the witness did a complete 180 there.
You know, it'd be funny if it wasn't what we thought it was, and really she just had multiple personality disorder.
First of all, calm yourself, witness. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap there. Now, hurry up with the testimony.
It's just I'm coming down, I haven't had...
What a help he's going to be.
After the murder, part 2.
The Mordor. Like, the side room was, kind of dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood could have totally blended right in. And, persuaded by his sister, it wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber.
What are you talking about? What the hell are you saying?
Apparently, somehow, Maya walked all the way over to the side room, talked to her sister, and then she walked her all the way back to the channeling room, and then went back to the side room to hide.
This is full of shit.
Giving us a clear reason why you didn't notice the blood.
I mean, yeah, that's another thing.
Thanks, Gramps. Yeah.
Thanks, you fucking boomer.
You satisfied, Mr. Wright? I'd say you're wrong.
I'd say that you are.
I guess not.
I need not say I am not satisfied, because you know I am unsatisfied. Okay, now you press her on the step where she says she persuaded her sister it wasn't right to do something like that.
At the time.
He's doing it.
Well, she was totally flipped out because she had just shot Dr. Gray. Dr. Gray was kind of a dick, you know? But I think she knew she had... She said she did something really bad. And then she said she wanted to go with me to apologize to Miss Morgan.
Yes, she wanted to apologize for committing murder.
In her home.
In her own home. In her own home. Okay. Now, on the statement, and then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. You press her on that.
Weird, I hit the button, but it only sent me back. Weird. Your sister was calmed by that time? I guess so. I guess maybe, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, made her feel a lot better. I like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Wright. The sooner the better. She says with a whip at the ready.
I feel like after this, Phoenix would become one of those guys who'd always...
Phoenix needs to get a taser for himself.
He needs to get Von Carver's old taser.
And Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? I ask you one more thing, Miss Mighty. Sure. Is there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Like a gun that would headshot you? Something out of place? Huh, when do you mean?
When you were going to the crime scene.
No, nothing strange.
Okay, now I'm assuming press further. Yep.
I know you can remember something. I totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court.
It's very important.
Very fucking important, like that. Blah. Like, I don't get why, but okay.
Okay, now in this segment, you're gonna present Pearl Fay. Oh, she's 8. I guess she becomes 9 in the next game then.
However, that's impossible. Like, what do you mean? I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay.
She currently went through a growth spurt.
Interesting, you have a semi-intelligent look on your face. So, what about this child? It just so happens at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. The garden? Yep. Which means walking through that area would have seen her. So, Miss Miney, what do you have to say to that? Yeah. As the court can see, she's a bit of an airhead. Called it.
Yep.
Also, she was leading her sister at that time. Do you honestly think she would have noticed a simple child playing preposterous? It's not preposterous, and I can prove it.
And now you present the Sacred Urn.
The one she broke, and we're calling her out.
She won't know she's unconscious.
Really, she's just a ghost, and she's looking at this feeling so betrayed.
Mr. Nick, why?
An old cracked plate pot, what's this going to prove? You know why it's cracked? Because Pearl broke it, that's why.
Stitches get stitches.
Why do I feel like you're about to ruin my beautiful day? Well, I am, bitch. The urn was broken around the time the channeling started. Ah. And Pearl was the one who was putting it back together. She was sitting in the middle of the winding way. What? Miss Miney. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. Grr. I think I've sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Miney. You're a masterful liar, or should I say terrible liar. Watch what you say. This is the one who needs to watch what she's saying to the witness. So, Miss Miney, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About what you were really doing at the time of the murder. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was like sleeping in the side room.
There is no way.
There's no way she was sleeping. Your lies end here. But the witness says during the actual murder she was asleep in a side room, and I say that's not possible because there's really a contradiction.
This contradiction is it's in the testimony just now.
You made the following statement. Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know. Both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We'd gone to call the police. What does that have to do with anything?
Has to do with everything.
It's very simple, Miss Miney. How did you know this fact? How? I could see that Miss Fay was the only person inside the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Mighty, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you did not go by the way of the winding way. This one's trying to choke herself out like the other guy.
Oh, we have measures to make sure that never happens again.
Technically, this is before that.
Yeah.
One would have to use the winding way. Except for the underground tunnel leading from the two rooms.
Except for the Vietnamese rat tunnels.
Which is why. Very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Answer the question!
Answer the question!
Don't ask a question off a baseless assumption, if you please.
That's my job, whore!
I suppose since you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder?
Very well. You have sealed your fate. Let me tell you where this motherfucker was. This person was in the channeling chamber.
This part of the channeling chamber.
It was here!
It's the channeling chamber.
Of course.
Isn't that the crime scene?
Indeed.
You're correct. She was at the scene of the crime.
Because she is the Stop hurting him. Seriously. He's gonna have fucking cardiac arrest.
Mr.
Keep
Phoenix
hitting him right
Wright,
in the chest.
have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimonies established that only the victim and the defendant were in the channeling chamber when the channeling started.
Well, you know, you're wrong.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Was hiding at the scene of the crime.
Hiding. Like
I
a
was
rat.
hiding?
Tunnel. Behind the folding screen.
That's shit we said yesterday. Behind the folding screen. Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. It was hanging out behind them folding screens. See, you stupid jerk. Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slimeball. Shut it, Gramps. As if you know exactly how old I am. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this.
The box.
Miss Miney, I know how you did it. How were you able to hide yourself behind the crime scene? It's very simple. You were hiding inside this box. A tiny little box, no one could fit in that. But your theory has already been disproved.
Get wrecked, son.
But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right, I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time.
Yes.
Can always prove where it is.
I have the evidence.
The ball.
Box again.
What?
Yes, the box.
I figured it would be the ball since it's not in the box. Although then again, Lotta probably just threw it out of there. You're so stupid if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing. What on earth is this? I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole the same height. And that's right. Let's hope this opened your eyes to what has truly happened. Time of the shooting. The clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It threw the screen into the box. You were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. For your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Is Miss Eeny Miny? That's exactly what I'm claiming. You were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade. It was planned from the beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No, stop! I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, I have a proposition. This whole idea. The witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and had fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do it by herself.
Correct. Correct, it's not possible.
That's where you're right. For one person to do it, that is. Ow!
Ah, my face!
Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait, stop attacking! Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person. You can't be serious. Miss Miney, you had an accomplice.
And Morgan Fay!
This person? If it wasn't someone from the village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. If it wasn't for someone from the Fay household, you wouldn't have had the box to use. Morgan Fay? You mean the lady from earlier? What do you have to say to that, Miss Miney? You shot Dr. Gray with your own two heads. Do you deny it? I see what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium costume, wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other two, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then she stabbed Dr. Gray with a knife. Then she was trying to hide my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. That's when something unexpected happened. Boom! Dr. Gray wasn't dead yet. With the last of the strength, he fired a shot at the attacker. And that's why the full hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and bam, bam! Shot him dead in the head. That's when you decide to break into the room. Yes, the gunshots are really something you would expect to hear during a channeling. That's why when we heard the shots, we decided to just break our way in. Then click, click.
No.
But this sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fay chased us out. Leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. This is the truth behind the murder. Ha! Ow! Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance evolving? What is it now? Miss Van Karma? Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose to something this petty? What? Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. What would that be? If this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Working together with a medium pretending to be one putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Actually pretty simple. Yeah, that's right. Exactly what I was going to say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Eenie Meenie want to kill Dr. Gray? What's her motive?
I mean, clearly, if she thinks that her sister was drugged.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say too.
That'd be pretty big fucking...
Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. Actually, there is a motive. Two.
There's a couple of motives, really. Newspaper clipping number 2.
Haha. Yeah. Just as I thought, you bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix, Wright. You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yeah, basically.
Pretty fucking...
You suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? Boom, bitch, you said it.
I mean, you think that. You think that.
Based on nothing?
Yes. Yes. That is exactly it.
Senile, stupid Gramps. I'm going to explain, so please listen, okay? It's been over a year and a half since I was discharged from the hospital. But if I wanted revenge, then I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, this guy that thought of the spirit thing was Dr. Gray. It was a total coincidence that he asked me about it, you know? Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. The end.
I mean, it's not true.
But she has motive. Ceteris! Let us explain!
You people!
So many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should learn your place. You attack me whenever I try to explain. So, like, it's just like I told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie, bastard. Please allow the defense one more minute. Alright.
Well, you gave up on that.
Can't lose here, have faith in yourself. Because every time he tries to fight with a woman, he gets hit.
Yeah, listen, when it comes to the women, he's done with.
Everything happens for a reason.
Even corporate America coming down on my door.
She had to kill Dr. Gray. Choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Final answer, bitch.
Can you find a reason? Yes, you can.
I wonder what would happen if I just pick no. Do I just immediately lose?
Then you just lose. Choose death over victory. That's what you do. Just like right when you're on the brink of winning, you're just like, you know what? I don't like spirit mediums.
Too bad, you're too late. My cross-examination has already ended after all. Ah! Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side! Yeah. If Arma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Wright.
You know, by that logic, we have infinite number of tries to get this down. We can filibuster this shit.
I don't care if you're my witness, so help me, I will throw you out of my way.
Alright, filibuster. You're not winning this. We don't have any dinner plans. You know, the last part of this trial is actually really short, thankfully.
By the way, during this recess, I decided I was bored and decided I was done with this trial.
I went out, got myself
some McDonald's.
Good old McDonald's. I also took the opportunity to go out to get a couple whiteboards, chalkboards, graphs, charts to prove exactly why this person is guilty of murder. And we're going to go through each thing in explicit detail.
Now we're going to explain every detail down to the very inches. Down to the very centimeters if we have. Down to the very atoms.
Including the 8 inches. Or was.
We're going to talk about the caliber of the weapon.
You know, shit like gravity. Centripetal force.
no one else other than your aunt who's been trying to take you down this entire time. Everything's going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Are you sure about that?
Ah, Von Karma, you're here to hit me, aren't you?
In the defendant lobby, get out of here, trash!
She's here to hit me.
I mean, we had everything to do with what happened to her dad.
Don't you have something better to be worrying about? Say your own situation? Down on me even though we're the same age.
Which again, don't believe for a second.
Done yet, you've caused me enough pain and suffering already. I'm pretty sure you're just here to hit me again. Not yet. My goal is to defeat you and let the whole world know of your defeat.
Well, you see, I don't know about you people over in Germany, but America has the power of the filibuster.
But even if you do beat me, it won't bring your father back. Yeah, we're gonna bring up that subject.
Your dad's dead. Fuck you.
Whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion. Then we'll know who the real winner is. Damn, we need Edgeworth back.
Nah, he was nice and friendly. Now we got this.
Now we've got people who hit us. People who scream.
Aggressive, using physical force. I mean, just wait till we get to the third game and we get to the Scooter, who I'm gonna voice.
Wait, there's an actual executor?
No, not executor. I said prosecutor.
Oh, I thought you said executor. I was like, holy shit, we actually get to see someone die. Miss Eenie Mighty had a motive. Believe I can. About your car accident. I felt like you wanted to ask about my motive. It's I don't see the point in bringing up the past. Mighty, do it. Okay, I totally don't think it'll do any good, but sure. That was last year in May. Something really bad happened at my sister's clank around then. And the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was totally poked too, so I fell asleep in the passenger seat. Explosions! I woke up because of a jolt and there's a sea of flames around me. So I opened the door and got away. I've heard enough of this bullshit. Talk about Dr. Gray joining your sister. Those were merely rumors, totally baseless gossip.
Has she totally believed in
May question the witness. It's impossible to prove. Did in fact drug her. Means I'll have to work this from another angle. I've got so many angles. We got obtuse, acute, straight.
Obtuse. Okay, on the statement, she had just gotten her Wright sports car is the one you're gonna press.
Wait, what?
The statement she had just. Well, hold on. Am I looking at the wrong one?
You're looking at the wrong one.
Shit, I'm looking at the one below. Shit. Okay, so on the statement, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. Which one you're gonna press?
You need to do the and part.
No. Demon.
Like, she had to talk to police and was, like, being investigated, like, every day. It was, like, a totally terrible situation.
I'm glad this case is almost over.
What if I didn't have to voice this character anymore? Would you be happier then?
I'd be very, I mean, that's what I'm hoping for, you know? Because she's gonna be gone after this case.
I'm pretty sure she comes back at some point.
She does not.
So then, why did you ask to switch places? Like, what are you talking about? I mean, switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, then you should have switched with her. But, like, I don't, like, have a driver's license. Bullshit.
You are full of shit.
This is news to me. I was not aware you did not have your license, Miss Miney. Bullshit, boy.
I think that was her way of saying you're blowing it.
Like, okay, anyway.
Okay, now, on the I didn't have my license, so I couldn't take over for driving, is when you present the license photo.
Oh, I didn't know that it added that line to it, because it's not like she retestified or anything.
Yeah, it didn't really show that.
Miss Miney, that was a lame lie. You full of shit, I showed this to you earlier.
Like, that's very subpar of you, woman.
Like, what do you mean?
I have a driver's license.
I know you had a license back then. I've been stalking you for months now.
Watching your case ever since it was its inception.
This is the photo you took for the express purpose of getting a driver's license. The meaning of this, Miss Miney, you lied.
Why are you lying?
That's right. Yeah, I, like, had a license, but I didn't get it until after the accident.
That's just...
No, you had it.
It's not true.
You had it at the time of the accident. The director, or the guy pretending to be him anyway, said so. What are you talking about? The perverted fake clinic director? Yes, that guy.
Yes,
How did you know this? No one cares. Witness, when did you receive your driver's license? Hi, last November.
what month is it now?
She got out in December.
It is November. In real life. It's actually the inverse of 9/11. Fun fact.
Actually, let me check. Shit, you still technically right for the next hour.
Yeah, for the next hour.
The accident happened last May. It's half a year's lapse in time, Mr. Phoenix, right? What?
What in the hell?
Stop believing everything she says. That's what happened.
Man, stutter, you old hag.
No, that's what the judges say.
I know. I know what I said. I know who I'm talking to.
But you said old hag. Normally that refers to a woman.
I know. I know what I said.
Doesn't make sense though.
Don't question my insults.
What?
Shazam's being mean to me.
Good, kick his ass.
I just did.
Then go kick his ass again.
But he had help.
Actually, can you make sure the cat's in? I don't know if Storm came back in or not. Now, Shadow, please. I lean back for 5 seconds and this happens to me.
See, you showed a moment of weakness to your animal. That's when they strike.
She tried climbing on top of me.
Exactly, you showed weakness. She had to assert dominance.
Jacob, Storm's right there.
I didn't know if she was inside yet. She ran out earlier.
I'm right here. Oh, and Jacob,
What?
do you know who we had help from?
He had help from God.
No, that's not what happened.
Ow, don't kick me while I have a cat on me, damn it.
Do you know who we had help from?
God. Stop kicking.
You should have said Jesus that time.
I don't give you the real answer. He had a little help from another version that's from Earth 3.
So he had help from Jesus then.
Not Jesus!
Stop kicking.
The Virgin Shazam of orange hair!
Was it the Virgin Mary?
Can you just go so I can finish my damn recording without having a broken leg? I already have a cat on top of me cutting off circulation.
By Freed Sinestro and Black Adam.
Good, teach them a lesson too.
No, I play as them. By the
Cat.
way, remember that great gorilla that locked up Perry and the other guys?
Yes, now, go.
Well, I defeated him as Grodd at the time. Which he had a little help from Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor's freeing all the villains that are all around him. But can you give Black Adam some lunch? He hadn't eaten in several millennia.
Alright, time to deal with this in a personal way.
Prepare the angel, bitch.
That's gonna have to be a fun part to edit out. At the time of the accident, Miss Miney did not have a driver's license. Cry and my whip will accommodate.
That's so mean.
The witness and her sister could not have switched driver. Well, they could. I mean, probably some law that allows it.
No law would allow. They would just have to not, like, get caught by, driving like a normal person. It's not that hard.
Like, I'm glad you get it, but, like, even if I had my license, I, don't think my sis would, let me drive.
I've been judging how your persona currently. Can you stop?
Don't just stand there humming to yourself. Stop it. Stop with the pain.
The whips, the pains.
Oh shit, I accidentally tripled click. It's because more detailed testimony.
The final testimony.
How annoying. Sorry, I didn't mean to be mean. I wouldn't be allowed to drive under the rules of God. Like, around the time I was, really close to getting my license, my sis was like, this is totally a big fan of cars, and, really valued them. She, I just got this really shiny bright red sports car.
You see, that's where I saw it.
And she would say things like, no, I'm letting you, a newbie, drive my car. So, like, that's why I ended up in the passenger seat that night, too.
We ain't letting some noob drive my...
I'm letting a noob touch the car.
Get this noob out of here. Trying to get in my car.
I don't know much about cars, but...
Okay, so yeah. You know, on the... she had just gotten... sports car, you're gonna press her on that.
This was a new car of sorts.
This is a brand new car.
She had, like, just gotten it. It was, like, from the UK. It was a Ferrari, wasn't it?
Yeah, what else would it be? Oh, are you so old and senile, you don't even know what I...
He still remembers us as the British Empire.
Oh yes, of course. He's old. He was probably born back in them Victoria days, you know.
And he's about to get hit by the whip again, isn't he? It was really special. She'd waited a whole year for it to arrive.
Press harder.
Press harder. Harder. Your Honor, please have to witness append what she just said to her testimony. Special import? Yes, that one. Not my point. Sure, whatever.
Okay, so on this part right here, you're going to present newspaper clipping number 2.
Again?
Yes, again. There's a lot of repeat presentations.
It's just like, hang on, I need to check something real fast. What was the point of having this?
For Pearl.
Or this?
I mean, we just used that earlier in this trial.
I don't remember using it, honestly. I don't think, like, we used this ever. Or this. Definitely not this. Doesn't back anything that we say.
I mean, not this. God, listen, we have to carry a lot of shit.
Miss Miney, do you remember this article?
Screen in a wooden box up our ass.
I just feel like once we took the box, we started putting the folding screen within the box. We just store everything inside that box.
Yeah, we just been carrying this box like, okay, yep, we have the evidence.
Like, this newspaper clipping is like just something that's sitting on top of everything else.
Mm-hmm. All the papers are on top of the box. Everything that's physical is inside the box.
It's an article about the accident. You had said in it, but I opened the right door and, like, got out. That is correct, is it not? Oh, yeah.
You understand, because it's a car from England, and those freaks on the left, and the steering wheel's on the right.
It's on the right side, of course, because the driver's is on the left. But them crazy British do it differently.
Yeah. Listen, I understand how metric system's better than Imperial, but you fucking freaks need to drive on the correct side of the road. You know?
And in the correct side of the car.
Yeah. Like, this will fuck over our society in the long run by having different sided driving.
Yeah, when America takes over, things are gonna change.
Yeah. When we take over the world, all you left driving, you're all fucked.
If you were sitting there, that means you were in the driver's seat.
by someone.
Mr. Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. Eni said the person that was driving was her older sister, Meanie. Yes, but that's where the story falls apart. Somewhere, all of us made a big error in our assumptions. Who was really driving that night?
Meanie.
It was Meanie, because this isn't really Eni, this is Meanie!
Edie's been dead the whole damn time!
Yeah, I figured that out at the hospital.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I see you figured out the hole in the design. Yes.
Who is standing at the witness stand right now?
Who are you?
What sort of idiotic ruse is this, Mr. Wright? This witness's name is... I'll tell you what her name really is. This witness's real name is...
Present Mimi.
Haha! Meanie is your real name. Oh, this foolish dribble. Then how do you explain her appearance? The witness had severe facial burns when she was admitted to the hospital. So for purpose of facial reconstruction, the surgeons used a picture. Facial reconstruction. This is the picture she gave the doctors at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister. That's what everyone had to believe, but it was not the case. Then the body they found at the car crash site, that was the body of the real Eenie Miney. Isn't that right, Miss Miney? The car accident 1 year ago. The one who died that night was Eenie Miney. Her sister then stole her face and was reborn as Eenie. With this, she effectively erased herself from existence. Your Honor, I'm sure you can see why she had to kill Dr. Gray. What is the meaning of this nonsense? Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of the nurse who had died in that crash. However, that wouldn't have been possible because she was still in fact alive. That fact would have been discovered through the channeling that had been conducted, so the witness had to stop this from happening at all costs. And that's why she had to kill Dr. Turner Gray. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Before the channeling even started. Now you see, the Dr. Gray's main error was talking to the exact person of the sister of the nurse who had died, trying to figure out how to communicate with the dead. With that, his fate was effectively sealed.
I just wanted her to sign my paper.
Why did you say my name just now? Looks like I've been unmasked. That's right, I admit it. My real name is Meanie Miny. That quack doctor. He got what he deserved in the end. I was so close to ditching Meanie too. So close, so close. Come your own sister.
Newspaper clipping number 1. Because she don't fucked up and killed 14 people.
It's a malpractice incident. Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse. A nurse by the name of Meanie Miny. The person standing before us today. A few weeks after the mishap, the crash had occurred, which she lost her younger sister. The timing couldn't have been worse. 14 patients dying in that accident, and her own sister's life gone. It's all too much to bear. Found a way for myself to escape it all. The only way. She lost everything in flames to that accident. And even her own face. This was her last chance. A chance to throw away her past and start a new life as her sister. Sounds like something that could only be done in a movie. Or a video game. If only he hadn't thought of channeling mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, I wonder how he figured that shit out. Like, how did he come to that conclusion?
Becoming 80 has been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling, the occult, I hate it. Hate it all.
You could have just changed your major, you know?
The innocence of our defendant? This is preposterous. I'm perfect. Me, Francesca von Karma. I think I'm going to be the one enjoying the news tonight, Miss Von Karma. How about you?
Phoenix.
It's going to be broadcast all over the world, right?
Phoenix.
You're going to defeat that attack.
Phoenix, no.
Oh, God. One more for good measure.
And he's dead. That was the last we ever saw Phoenix.
Ah, my bones. This court is a fraud, a sham.
Should've stayed in Germany.
Ah, my legs are broken. It's all over my arms. And my neck. I think a few ribs are right now in my spine.
Feel the pain of 1,000 lashings in my soul. Not guilty.
Yay.
Man, that's the second not guilty you've experienced in your life.
Court is now adjourned. Sis, why'd you save me? Such a happy reunion.
Yep. No, you didn't. We just proved it. You're innocent.
We just proved you didn't kill anyone. It's all just a bad dream.
Wake up!
In my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent. What's inside that clothing box? That was the box you used to store your clothes in a long time ago. Apparently that being correct.
Yep.
There's still one thing I don't quite get. Why am I in here, not a hospital?
I just got beat up by a woman with a whip.
What would have happened if Mimi had shot Dr. Gray? We broke in there because we heard a gunshot. A possessed Maya Fey who had just committed a murder. Smallest detail. Well, there's still one thing we have to figure out here. How are we taking down Morgan?
I mean, no, she's still going to prison for being an accomplice to murder.
But wait, they don't know the thing behind it though. She may have been an accomplice, but they don't have any motive to being an accomplice.
But it was proven that she was an accomplice. Therefore, she's going to prison.
But that leaves flaws where she could easily get out.
She's not getting out. No, she's going away.
Every time something happens, I lose someone special to me.
Your aunt didn't give a shit about you anyways.
Why my Aunt Lynn did something so horrible. Well. Alright.
Oh, well, the answer is Pearl Fey. Take that! He just grabbed Mia by the neck and just shoved her right in. Like, this is why!
4 years from now, a new master will be born into the village. And that person will be you. But if you weren't there, then the main family's bloodline would disappear. What would happen then? No. Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would be Pearl. Everything was done for her. So that she would become the next master, and then bada bing bada boom.
And boom, she would have her own bloodline, be the leading family.
Date and time unknown. Detention center. Solitary cell 13.
Unlucky number 13.
My precious Pearl, you are the only one suitable to be master, my dear child. I sacrificed it all for you. I helped that brainless nurse carry out her murder, and cooperated with that whip-happy prosecutor. It was all to unseat that annoying, witless main family girl. That Maya Fey. But I shall be patient, my dearest Pearl. A chance will present itself. Your time will come. The end. Yay!
Case 2 all finished.
I don't like that hat in the background.
Yeah, case 3 honestly is fucking stupid.